Good evening. February the 6th, I believe, 5 o'clock in the evening. I wanted to kind of clarify some things. I watched in my last video I made. Sometimes I put these videos up and I don't even look at them. I don't listen to them. And I think it was yesterday morning when I posted that video. Sometimes when I make these videos, I am just completely out of it. Like, before I made that video, I had really gotten deep into meditation, like connected very strongly to the Spirit. And soon after I get out of meditation, it's not even 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I make these videos. And sometimes I'm all over the place in these videos. I really am sorry. I always said that I'm making them unedited and raw. And what you see is what you get. And I want you to see the real me. And sometimes I am just all over the place. My mind is, and I can't necessarily say my mind because I'm not in my mind much. I'm just not much in it. And I'm pretty much just floating around in space and time, and just going off of, my spirit. And I do apologize. I'm sorry if I sound crazy or all over the place. You guys watch these videos anyway. You pretty much, if you watch the videos, if you keep up, I don't know, you may not. These may be your first time watching them. If you go back and you watch some of my videos, some of them I do make kind of sense, but sometimes I'm all over the place, and they don't make make much sense. I've been thinking about doing a new routine in the mornings when I meditate. I normally wake up in the mornings between 3 and 4 o'clock every morning, and that's normally my time. And I don't set an alarm. I do, but it never wakes me up. I'm always up before my alarm. I set my alarm for 4 o'clock every morning. I've got a little bit of a ritual that I do in the mornings before I go to work. I hate to get up, get ready, and go straight to work. But normally when I wake up, I'll get into the shower. I'll take a shower. I'll read the Word. I'll pray, and I'll get into meditation. I'm not up very long. Normally, if you're going to receive a message from the Spirit or God, typically it's when we're in our subconscious mind majority of the time, or when we can clear our mind or clear our thoughts. When you first wake up, they always say that's the best time to get into meditation because you still are fresh in your subconscious mind. Typically, if you wake up between 3 and 5 unexpectedly, and this is a routine for me, not everybody wakes up between 3 and 5, and maybe a lot of people do. So if you're highly spiritual and you're gifted, highly gifted, and this doesn't necessarily have to mean if you're highly gifted, but if you're highly spiritual, God starts to speak to you, you start to recognize His voice. He knows that He can send a message to you and you're going to get it, because you're constantly getting messages from God, constantly. Numbers that you see, these feathers that you see, these posts that you open up, or the Bible when you open up and you read something and it's what you needed to hear. All these things, God's speaking to you, and God knows He's getting your attention. So He may wake you up between 3 and 5 in the morning, let's say with a bad dream, or you'll catch a cramp, or something that wakes you up suddenly. It's kind of God's way of getting your attention to say, hey, I got a message for you. I'm going to wake you up. Give you something to wake you up. Most of the time, and I'm guilty for it too, if I wake up too early, I'll go right back to sleep. And most of the time, that's what people are doing. They're going right back to sleep. And they don't think about the message, or there even being a message being sent. So we dream in our subconscious. When we fall asleep, we're in our subconscious. If we're first waking up in the mornings, we're still trying to wake up. That you trying to wake up means that you're still in your subconscious. So when you first wake up, get into meditation then. And see what kind of message you get. Clear your mind, clear your thoughts. There may be a message there for you. You never know. But normally at between those times at 3 and 5, the energy is at its lowest. Most time people are still asleep. It's easier for you to receive a message when there's less chatter in the atmosphere. It's easier for God to give you a message. It's easier for you to hear God give you the message. So I'm going to start trying this. When I first wake up in the morning, go straight into the Word, pray, and then meditate, and then take my shower, drink my hot tea, and see what happens there, because I'm fresh into my subconscious. The other morning I woke up. It was really strange. When I woke up, as soon as I woke up, I opened my eyes and I saw this man staring at me in the face. Clear as day. Just like you seeing me right now in this camera. I seen him as clear as day. White guy. He had a smile on his face. And round face. Clean shaven. He had a hat. He was wearing not a cowboy hat, not a beret, not a ball cap. Kind of like a top hat, but not as high, round and high, kind of off the head. And I have no idea who he was, no idea whatsoever. He was just sitting there staring me in the face. And this has happened before to me. I've seen this thing before. Still, in the last video I made, I was speaking on my twin flame. And I think I had mentioned about not making a video about my twin flames, and I wanted to rephrase that. It was kind of an update. I know it had been a while since I made a video about my twin flame, so I kind of wanted to make an update on what's been going on with that, because I know that I haven't made a video in a while about my twin flame. Still connected to her very strongly. Kind of in my head today. I was seeing a lot of crazy things. I read this. I had to work my second job today, so I had to intermingle with some people today. So my energy is a little bit drained right now. I'm kind of peopled out. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me that I am a little wore out. So kind of peopled out today. I love people to death, and I'll show them as much love as I can, and will not discriminate at all or judge or criticize. I was speaking to somebody at work the other day, and it's funny because I'm a little open about my spirituality at my job, and I'm not shy or bashful about saying anything of what's on my mind. So I walked up on this guy that knows me, and nope, love this guy to death, really good guy, and I can imagine that what I say could be kind of crazy. But I walked up on him, and he was talking to another employee, and he said that some of the things that I say may be crazy, but the love and peace that I speak on is facts. It's something that should be lived by. So, I didn't let it bother me. I was curious to what it was that I had said or mentioned, because a lot of people these days, and people are bad for it, they'll hear people speak, and they'll hear somebody say something. And we have the opposites in this type of life in the world that we're living in now. That some people will hear somebody say something, and they'll be very critical and judgmental, and classify the person as being crazy, without doing any type of research whatsoever, just automatically assuming that this person's crazy, what they're saying is crazy. A lot of other people, they hear what people are saying and they believe it 100%. And I'm the type of person that if there's something that doesn't stick out, it doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to try to figure it out. If it makes sense to me, then it makes sense. So I told him, I said, this is the problem in the world today. And I wasn't trying to be angry with him. And he might have took it a little personal. I mean, it wasn't meant to be that way. I'm the type of person that's going to tell you what I think. And I was telling him this is the problem in the world these days, that people are so quick to classify somebody being crazy without doing any type of research. And I told him, I said, if there's something that I've said that you think is far-fetched or out there, broaden your mind and look it up, research it. Don't take my word for it, research it. So I asked him what it was, and he had said that I had mentioned something about Bigfoot, this big hairy man. And I had mentioned to him that I saw this thing when I was a child. And I told him that man is what's called Bigfoot or Sasquatch. But the technical word for it, whatever this thing is, and I've got an idea what it is called nephilim. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with that or heard of that terminology, nephilim. But I saw this thing as I was a kid, and I was told it was a demon. What I saw was a demon. Because you could clearly tell that I believed what I saw, and I saw what I saw, and I wasn't the only one that saw it. So I told him what it was. It was what they called nephilim. And he was curious of what a nephilim was. I said, well, it's a biblical creature. It's a giant. David and Goliath. Goliath was a nephilim. When God casted Lucifer, the devil, Satan, out of heaven with his followers, they fell to the earth. And of course, God made them rulers over the earth. Well, the demons, the watchers, whatever you want to call them, saw, and bear with me, those who don't believe, that's fine, I'm sorry, no judging. They looked at humans as something nice, beautiful, and the demons bred with humans. And when they did, they come up with these creatures called the Nephilim, or giants. And I always thought it was Bigfoot. I always did. I mean a demon. I always thought it was a demon. Never thought anything about it. And I was the type of person that if heard the word Bigfoot, I was like, oh yeah, sure, you're crazy. And I was always that type of person, just like everybody else. Yeah, you're crazy. That's weird. You hear that word Bigfoot, or you hear the word Sasquatch, you're just nuts. And I always believed this to be a demon. I was watching a show one day later on in life, and I apologize if I've mentioned this before in another video, but I was watching a video one day. I was in my late 20s, years after what I experienced, never really thinking much about it. And this guy on this TV show is describing what he saw the same way that I saw it. And it was a show on Bigfoot. And I was like, wait a minute, that's weird. So I did my research. I started getting in depth with the Bigfoot thing. So I looked up Bigfoot in the Bible because what they said, it was a demon. I was always told it's a demon. So how is Bigfoot affiliated with a demon? I looked it up in the Bible. Bigfoot in the Bible. I actually looked that up. And it actually turned me to the Nephilim. So supposedly Bigfoot is a half demon and half angel and half human. And you know, demons were angels at one time, so this is an angelic creature. So I explained to him about it and the theory behind it and all that, and how there's evidence of this thing. And some of these people that watch these videos, they may think I'm crazy, but don't, like I said, don't take my word for it. Look it up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Before you classify me as being crazy. I know what I saw. I have seen too many crazy things in my time now to think there's nothing that out there that's not real. Aliens, demons, angels, God, I've seen that. I've seen it all. So I don't put things past anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm open-minded to anything. So supposedly scientists, they know quite a bit about Bigfoot. Supposedly the government knows a lot about Bigfoot or nephilim. So much so that they hide it and they cover it up. That's why you hear about Bigfoot and people think it's crazy, and it's funny because they made it so much fun of people that talk about it. You hear these TV shows and these people talk about, hey, I saw this thing. And the reporters are just laughing, they're joking. People buy right into it. They get sucked right into it. And they're like, okay, yeah. All right, they're just crazy. Without doing any type of research whatsoever. A lot of people believe in God. Never seen him before in their life, but they believe in God. Some people believe in angels. Never seen an angel before in their life. Some people believe in demons. Never seen a demon before in their life. A lot of people believe that $1 million exists, and nobody ever seen $1 million. I'm just saying. So I know what I saw. I know what I see. So I believe that evidence that comes out about Bigfoot or Sasquatch or Nephilim, it's going to blow the science community in the world right out the water when it comes to biblical and Bible, and if it's actually in fact. Because there's been evidence of this thing that it's got human DNA and an unknown DNA source in this thing. They don't have no idea what it is. Not bear, not wolf, not deer, nothing. They don't have any clue. Do your research. Don't take my word for it. And that goes for anything in the world that's going on. COVID, the pandemic, the flu, alcoholism, whatever. Don't be so quick to take people's word for things. I want to apologize about my last video. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was all over the place. I was half asleep. I was still way deep into my subconscious mind. That wasn't me whatsoever. So I just want to clarify that. I love you guys. I hope the best for you, and I hope you succeed in whatever it is you're doing. And I love you. Godspeed.